Yeah, man, this is your boy Chico Black on a late Friday night. Beautiful, cool night. You know what I'm saying? A subscriber, big ups, you know what I'm saying, to the subscriber that asked me to do this video. Big shout out to you. But this video right here is about the game line, about how he wanted to sign up Kendrick Lamar, but also how this man has been exposed for so much capping and so much lying, and also how this man has been, exposed for so much jealousy, especially when it comes in his own camp to his peoples, especially ones that have helped him, like 50 Cent, Eminem, Dr. Dre, and so many others, and wants to side with the ops. And then he wonders why the rapping world, when it comes from Los Angeles all the way to New York, don't respect him the way that he wants to, and why Kendrick Lamar is getting the praise and the respect that he gets. But let me get to it. It says here, Rapper The Game has a long history of high-profile beef and conflicts with numerous artists throughout his career. While the conflicts stem from various issues, some observers and other rappers have publicly suggested that a degree of professional jealousy or hating might be a factor in his frequent disputes. Rappers with whom The Game has had notable conflicts or who have accused him of jealousy includes 50 Cent, the most well-known and long-standing beef dating back to Game's time with G-Unit in the mid-2000s. The fallout was highly public, involved diss tracks, and I get back on it, you know what I'm saying? I just decided to put make it a little bit different than what I usually do when I put, all the details and information when it comes to reading. But as you can see here, Kendrick Lamar's bodyguard, you know what I'm saying, who barely talks, two T's, he barely talks, barely says anything. So I gotta agree with a lot of streamers when they did their videos. When he says something, you know it's true. So basically, he said that the game is capping, you know what I'm saying, that he never intended to sign Kendrick Lamar. So he basically blood capping, you feel me? Blood faking, he faking the blood. But here we go. Led to Game's dispute with the group, Meek Mill. The two engaged in a significant public back and forth, including diss track and social media exchange in 2016. Kendrick Lamar, following the release of a complex list of the top LA rappers where Kendrick Lamar was ranked number 1 and The Game was ranked number 11, The Game reportedly expressed his unhappiness, leading some commentators to label him a hater or jealous of Kendrick's success and recognition. Dr. Dre and Tupac Shakur. Some of The Game's credibility has been questioned by other rappers due to the perceived disrespect towards Dr. Dre and changing stories about his connections to Tupac, which was so much of a lie. He put up a picture, he took a picture with Tupac, and come to find out the picture was a straight up fake ass picture. Eminem, Game's manager, revealed the rapper had prepared a diss track against Eminem throughout. Although described as friendly, unfucking unbelievable. Friendly for real? Competition suggesting a potential rivalry. The usual query touches on a common perception within the hip-hop community that The Game's frequent disputes may be partially driven by a desire for attention or jealousy of other rappers' success. And it's within his own camp. That's what I'm trying to say. If you was to beef with other rappers, that's a different story. But you're beefing mostly with your camp the most. That's why 50 Cent cut him off. You know what I'm saying? The G Unit group. Because you want to sideline with Bet You Got Fat Joe, and you want to sideline with others, you know what I'm saying, that he had beef with. You know what I'm saying? And 50 wasn't going to take that. So he cut him off the group. But as you can see throughout the years, the game has beef and is jealous more of his own camp. Dr. Dre, Eminem, these are people that are within his camp. You know, Kendrick Lamar, talking about how he brought Kendrick Lamar in, how he was gonna sign him in, how, you know what I'm saying, he took him under his wing, and talking about how he met him when he did the interview and everything, and how he was still, you know, gang banging, and Kendrick wasn't with it, or he wasn't gang banging, yet he wasn't introduced to that life. Who gives a fuck? Why even bring that up? That to me is called dry snitching, if you ask me. But that's just the type of rapper that the game is. 1 minute, he's so controversial, and then the next minute he's so reverse and backwards, and then the next minute he wants to correct himself and apologize, and then the next minute he wants to go ahead and just disrespect and diss and put everybody's name in his mouth. Especially when it came to the Super Bowl, when Kendrick Lamar was invited to the Super Bowl and he wasn't. He felt that he had been one of the top rappers, and I love the game. When it comes to him rapping, I love the game. But you know what? At the same time, you hating on your own camp. And the reason why the Super Bowl didn't want you is because of your behavior and what you've been through, and especially all the shit that Dr. Dre and the camp had to put up with you. They decided to put you on the side and not even deal with you, which I don't blame Dr. Dre in doing that. Here we go. The issues between the game and Kendrick Lamar primarily stems of a combination of professional ranking disputes, perceived slight, and the game's alignment during the high-profile Drake-Kendrick beef. The conflict is less direct beef involving diss tracks between the two of them, and more a reflection on underlying tensions and competing claims to West Coast supremacy. Ranking disputes. The primary public flashpoint occurred following the Complex magazine list of the 50 greatest LA rappers, released in 2025. Complex ranking. The list placed Kendrick Lamar at number 1 and the game at 11. The game's reaction. The game expressed significant unhappiness on social media using crying, laughing emojis, and calling the ranking nasty work. He interpreted the list as a challenge and motivated to finish his album, The Documentary 3, the game's own list. In response, the game created and published its own list of the top 100 LA rappers, where he placed himself at number 5 and Kendrick Lamar at number 4, effectively asserting his perceived superiority, or at least a much higher rank than Complex awarded him. Allegations of sliding with Drake. During the intense 2024 beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake, many observed the game actions and interpreted them as a betrayal of West Coast unity and of Kendrick sliding with an outsider. The game remained friendly with Drake and even allowed Drake to film contact in Compton, which is so disrespectful, which some saw as letting an outsider claim territory on his soil while dissing Kendrick. Straight up disrespect to the hometown of the man that's within your own camp. That's weak, and that's why people don't respect you, game. Absence from the Pop-Out concert. The game was notably absent from Kendrick Lamar's The Pop-Out Ken and Friends concert, which was a major event celebrating West Coast hip-hop during the height of the beef. Fans and commentators mocked him online for his absence, theorizing he was snubbed due to his association with Drake. What do you think? What do you think, game? Really, game? Wow. Managers deny. The game's manager, WEC 100, a snitch, a godfather of snitching, denying any friction, stating that the game's absence was indeed to give spotlight to newer underground acts and not a snub, faking stories. Most recently, the game has faced backlash for claiming in an interview that he once wanted to sign Kendrick Lamar to his label, Black Wall Street, and that Kendrick's TDE manager, Top Dawg, prevented it. This story was quickly disputed and labeled as fabricating stories by others in the industry, further fueling perceptions that the game might be clout chasing or trying to insert himself into Kendrick's legacy. Yes, after he saw Drake losing and saw that the whole West Coast turned on him and didn't want to be on his side because he took the side of an outsider of the ops. Now he wants to come in slowly but surely and try to get into Kendrick's good side so he could be respected again and be accepted within the West Coast and be accepted within the camp of Kendrick Lamar so he could be and he could renovate and do his music, you know what I'm saying, through Kendrick Lamar, because now the standard in hip-hop and the standard in LA has to go through Kendrick Lamar because he is the man. He is the top rapper in the world today. Wow, game, you are something else. I tell you, overall, the issue stem from a combination of professional rivalry, perceived lack of respect from the hip-hop community as seen in the rankings, and a perceived betrayal during the Drake feud. Exactly my point. Once again, yes, Kendrick Lamar, longtime head of security known as 2T's, has publicly called the game a liar, which he is. Let's just call it for what it is, for claiming he wanted to sign Kendrick early in his career. Details of the incident, the claim, during a recent appearance on the Big Boys Neighborhood Bobcast, the game stated that he recognized Kendrick Lamar's talent early on and tried multiple times to sign him before he was a superstar on Top Dawg Entertainment, TDE, which is so much of a cap. It is so much bullshit. This man lies like Snoop Dogg and he lies like Fat Joe, the Betrayal of the game. These people lie so much. Oh my God. The denial. 2T's, who is the head of security for TDE and a longtime associate of Kendrick Lamar, posted on social media to dispute the game's story. Initially calling cap a lie on the claims. And you know what, game? That just destroys your reputation. It destroys your credibility. It destroys who you are as a man. Because in reality, once you took Drake's side and then you brought him into the LA soil, into Compton, when you brought him into that territory and you defended him and still stay friends with him when you knew that the West Coast wasn't having that shit and they united to go against this so-called PP Drake that we can't stand? How do you think LA really felt about who you really are and where your standards and your morals and your, you know what I'm saying, your loyalty as a man and as a brother within that state and community felt about you? Of course they weren't going to respect it. And you mad at LA? You mad at California? You mad at everybody because you did this to yourself? You the one who perpetrated and betrayed LA to go on somebody that did not even belong in the same sentence to being in Compton or in LA or you taking his side in the first place. So you did this to yourself. You backstabbed not only LA, not only Mr. Kendrick Lamar, but you also put a knife in the back and you stabbed yourself thinking that you could just come back, that nobody was going to notice nothing, that nobody was going to say nothing, that everybody was going to respect you, that everybody was going to vibe with you, and most importantly, that you was going to have that connection with California and LA and with the hoods that you perpetrated for taking Drake's side. Man, you have another thing coming. You better come back to reality and get out that Matrix life. I'm trying to tell you, bruh. Further support for the denial. Other TDE affiliates include mixing engineer Mix by Ali also appear to combat the game's claims online. Historical contact. In a relevant piece of history. Kendrick Lamar himself referenced a past interaction with the game on his 2009 track, The Last Real, N-I-G-G-A, Alive, where he mentions giving a mixtape to someone affiliated with the game, who later reported back that he didn't like it. This older track is being cited by fans as evidence that the game's recent narrative about wanting to sign Kendrick is inconsistent with past events. This public disagreement had added to the scrutiny of the game's relationship with the Compton rapper, especially in the aftermath of the recent Drake/Kendrick Lamar feud. You see, so even before Kendrick Lamar got into the beef with Drake, the game wasn't even thinking about signing Kendrick Lamar and wasn't even thinking about affiliating himself into, signing Kendrick Lamar into the record label that him and his so-called PP manager, the godfather of snitching, Mr. Wack 100, were even going to include him in his record label. So you see, you have others that were affiliated and knew the game that called him out for the cap, called him out for the lie, and his intentions to try to narrate and try to lie and maneuver what he already did, and all he did was put himself in a deeper hole. You know what I'm saying? Now that the rabbit hole is open, now that all the speculations and all the narratives that he's trying to do and did is not working, now he wants to bring peace. Now he wants to talk peace. Now he wants to talk that Kendrick was his man. And that's the problem. You went with the ops, homie, and how do you think everybody's gonna feel looking at you, talking about, man, you know what, let me hush, bro, and let me keep on reading, bro. Well, the reading part is over. You know what, gang? I want to tell you something. And look at the perspective from what 2 T's is saying. Blood faking. He never wanted to sign Kendrick. This is from 2 T's. 2 T's don't really talk. 2 T's really don't say much. 2 T really is not on that bullshit. He's not with the yada yada or, getting on social media and speculating and running narratives and, making up stories. So for this man to talk, it means something. And he's not lying. And he's 100 and he's real about what he's saying. But you see, we can't take you serious, gang. We can't. And the reason why is because you have turned on your whole camp. Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, Louis Banks, Young Buck. You have turned on everybody. You even turned on other artists that were within from LA. Why? Because you wanted to be down with another set of ops that 50, Eminem, and others didn't like. And instead of you congratulating and being a part of Kendrick Lamar, I know when was the day that you got jealous, really jealous of Kendrick Lamar. The day that Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube and all the legends from California that are alive, that are some of the legends in California and GOATs reunited on stage, and they passed the torch to Mr. Kendrick Lamar, and you was there. And Kendrick Lamar started crying because he couldn't believe that Snoop Dogg and all the legends passed him the torch and said, here you go, GOAT. It's on you now, Kendrick, to represent and keep California up and alive. You had that opportunity at one time. You had that chance at one time, and you fucked it up. Why? Because you betrayed your own camp. You know what the fuck that is? You betray your own camp. Now you want to come back talk about, oh man, I'm sorry, my bad, dog. Man, blood, power, root. You know what I'm saying? Cali, Compton. Hey, y'all come join me. Fuck Kendrick. But you know what, Kendrick? You could come too. You my homie. Me and you go way back. Man, gang, get the fuck out my face, dog. You capping, dog. You capping, bruh. And that's why Kendrick will never see you as he saw you at one time. That's why California will never see you as they first see you when you first join G Unit. Why? Because, and I know Eminem will never respect you the way he did before because of what you did to Dr. Dre. 50 Cent the same way. And so many others that are affiliated with Dr. Dre will never see you at one point today of what they used to see you back then. But that was the day that you really got mad and you really got jealous and you really got selfish and you really got stubborn when them legends passed the torch to Kendrick Lamar. I saw your face when Snoop Dogg said, hey, Kendrick, it's on you. You the man now in Cali. We passing you the torch. Your face, the way you were looking at Kendrick like, man, I can't believe this shit. I should have been the one that they should have passed the torch to. But since you didn't want to disappoint, Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg and the others, you know what I'm saying? You embrace Kendrick Lamar like if he was your brother and the whole nine. You know how you looked at, you know the movie Juice with Tupac? When he was playing, I think the Bishop part, you know what I'm saying? When he hugged Raheem, when him and Raheem, that was the name of the character in the movie, by the way. That's one of the best movies I've ever seen from Tupac. You know what I'm saying? When they were going through the argument in the living room and they were having a dispute and Tupac and Raheem hugged, the way Tupac looked at Raheem when he hugged him, like with that fake-ass face expression, that fake-ass evil intention, not friendly type of hug, that's the same way you hug Kendrick Lamar. A lot of people didn't see that. They let that shit go over their head because they wasn't expecting for you to be this petty and this nonsensical and stupid to even do that to Kendrick Lamar, but I saw it. And guess what? There's nothing you can do to take what Kendrick Lamar has done. Instead of you congratulating him and being a real man about it, you're petty. And nobody will ever look at you the way that we look at Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar has been 100 loyal to California and Compton, loyal to his camp, loyal to Dr. Dre, loyal to all those that have had his back, and especially Compton. You didn't see how he united California and Oakland and all the West Coast? You ain't never done that. So for you to try to take the praise and try to call out yourself that you are better and you are the torch that they should have passed it to, it all backfired on you once you disrespected and betrayed California itself. And especially all the people that believed in you. Once they saw that they couldn't work with you, that you basically wanted to do whatever you wanted, and then you disrespected the people that gave you the chance and opportunity. How do you think? And what was your thought into believing that they were gonna pass you the torch in the first place? So gang, before I end this video, I got one thing to tell you. When you look in yourself in the mirror, do you see Drake? I know you do. You know why? Because you and Drake are just the same. And that's another video. And I'm going to compare you two together with you know what. But I'm going to leave that one for another episode and another show. My end words to you are, stop hating, stop capping, stop clout chasing, stop being jealous, stop being selfish, grow up and be a man, and accept the fact that Kendrick Lamar is the king of LA now. Stay tuned for more. All I want to say is, do not let jealousy and envy get the best of you in any type of shape, way, or form. Don't ever betray And don't ever backstab someone that never did it to you, that was real to you, and especially being real with the camp and the whole facility when it comes to your domain, your hood, your state, and the whole coast that is representing you. Because once you do that, you will never be looked at the same. You will always be looked at, like the OJ said, as a backstabber. Like, subscribe. This is your boy Chico Black. Y'all go ahead, leave y'all comments down below, and we'll go from there. Y'all already know what it is. When I do these videos, I speak my truth, I speak facts, and if I'm wrong in any way, type, or form, y'all correct me. There's your boy Chico Black. I'm out. Peace.